Before we begin, on behalf of the City of Coral Springs, I thank all of our elected officials from across the state and South Florida region for joining us on this Sunday evening for such a special event. We especially want to thank artist David Best and his crew who helped build the temple for joining us. We especially want to thank Bloomberg Philanthropies for funding the power of art, healing a community after gun violence. And I know for all of you who have visited the temple, you have found some sense of peace or healing. You can clap for that. The financial support of Bloomberg Philanthropies is what allowed the Coral Springs and Parkland communities to provide an opportunity for people to gather and reflect. The ceremonial burn will take place shortly, but first, we'll hear from Coral Springs Mayor Scott Brook, Parkland Mayor Christine Hunchofsky, followed by David Best. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining us at the ceremonial burning of our Temple of Time. I'd like to thank all of our officials that have joined us from our partner city in our project. From Parkland, all the city officials from the City of Coral Springs, and all of the local and state leaders that are visiting our city. I'd like to specifically recognize and thank this incredible man, artist David Best. What he and his temple crew have done with their hearts, their work, their time in creating this temporary public art installation is incredible. It has brought all of us that have visited this temple a sense of peace, community, and reflection. My wife told me not to cry. I might. And I told her it's okay if I did. For our guests who lost their family and friends on February 14th joining us, the Temple of Time was constructed with you in mind. All of our hearts, everyone here, their hearts and my heart is with you. And proudly, so many of you joined the artist David and his team. Over 500 volunteers helped construct this Temple of Time over a 2-week period. The temple has come to mean so much for our community and all of those who have come to see it in person. It served as a gathering place to hopefully leave behind our sadness and our grief. It's also served as a backdrop for people to meditate and practice yoga. When it opened on the 1-year anniversary of the Marjory Stoneman Douglas tragedy, it served as a place where police officers, firefighters, emergency room personnel, politicians, and the community joined hands right here to remember how the violence that shook our community did not break our community. As the city's mayor, the pursuit of the Bloomberg Philanthropies Healing After Gun Violence Public Art Challenge did not start with me. That's a credit to our late mayor, the wonderful Skip Campbell. Yes, we can give him a round of applause. Thank you. Mayor Campbell recognized the importance that art can have in healing as a result of the Coral Springs Museum Healing with Art program. Thanks to that vision and that of our fellow friends and city officials in Parkland, we were awarded a generous $1 million grant from Bloomberg Philanthropies. This temple and 4 additional public art projects will not change what our community has experienced, but as this temple has proven, it will aid in our healing in the wake of such tragedy. And together, we will be resilient in moving forward. Resilient in moving forward. So as we prepare to ceremoniously burn the Temple of Time, I urge you all to let go of something, just one thing that has burdened you, and like the smoke from the temple, please release it into the night sky. I thank you all again for coming together as one for this important community healing event. At this time, please allow me to introduce you to Parkland's Mayor, Christine Hunchofsky. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. I'd especially like to thank Bloomberg Philanthropies. They gave the grant that made this and the next 4 public art projects possible. But they didn't come in here to push things on us. They came here to be part of our community and to support us in our process. For us, after having been through a traumatic event, now over 15 months later, sometimes we think others have forgotten the loved ones who were taken, forgotten those who were injured, and forgotten those who continue to suffer. Bloomberg giving us this opportunity through art to heal together reminded us that we're not forgotten and not one of us is alone. David Best, the eccentric and amazing artist. Is that okay that I said that, David? It's not a secret. He came here with an open heart and an open spirit and embraced every single member of this community. And that was exactly what we all needed. This temple was built by David, his volunteers, and members of this community who wanted to know that they are not alone in their healing process. See, that's what's interesting about healing. It's extremely personal, it's extremely individual. But when we come together to share our process, to share our sorrows and our worries, there's power in that. And no matter how alone some people in our community feel at different times in different ways, as you can see here today, and as you can see by the messages in the temple, no one is alone in this. I want to thank every person who contributed to help build the temple. I want to thank every person who visited the temple. I want to thank everyone who left a message in the temple, because all of us who visited, we read messages that we could relate to. It's kind of sad today because this temple has meant so much to so many. We knew from the beginning, David said, give us your worries, give us your concerns, and we will release them. And it shows that in the healing process, you don't remain stagnant. You keep moving forward as a community together to help one another. The beauty of the temple is not the beautiful structure. It's the people who were brought together, the messages, the love, the hope that was shared, and the resilience that has been shown by this community that is second to none. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We appreciate it. And with that, I would like to introduce the wonderful, eccentric, amazing Mr. David Best.
Watch out, this thing's gonna... I'm not gonna talk to you guys, all right? Because there's a whole bunch more over there. When I came here the first time, I wanted to meet a lot of your community. I met the fire department, all the chief. I met the chief of police. I met the dispatchers. I met the people that answer the phone. Help me. Dispatchers. The dispatchers were the last people I saw. So now we fast forward to 2 months, 3 months when I came back here, and a reporter asked me if I felt the project had accomplished what I wanted to do. And I was kind of down and said, no, I don't think so. And the next day, one of the dispatchers this morning came to me about 9 o'clock in the morning to write something in the temple. And we put our arms around each other, and I knew it was successful. People in this community I came here thinking I was going to work with 17 families that had a tragedy. I ended up working with 1,000, 2,000 people. I don't know how many. All the firefighters, all your police. This most incredible, hospitable community. What I want to leave with you, and what I beg you to do, is look at one another, look in the eye, make someone take their glasses off and say, are you okay? Ask your mother if she's all right. Ask your children if they're all right. Call your friends, the people, your coworkers. If someone looks like they're depressed, ask them. Embarrass yourself. All someone can do is say, mind your own business, But take that chance to find out how someone's doing, okay? I don't want this community or our world to have any more suicides. I don't want anybody to take their life. Let's watch out for one another, Just ask your mom, ask your son, ask your brother, are you okay? And if they say yeah, double check. Don't take anybody's word for it, okay? Please, 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 please check one another, okay? This was a community that went through hell, and you guys are still battling a lot of crap. But check on one another, okay? I don't want to see you lose another person. I love you guys. I appreciate everything you did for me. Thank you.
And with that, we are going to ignite the temple. Thank you.